What's up, boomers? We're back at it again with another spooky story. We got Goose here,
Gang, gang.
and then Coop here. And I'm pretty sure we found ourselves a nice banger.
My missing husband came home, but I just know it isn't him. Riding with I is the OP.
Do you have any guesses actually on what you think this might be about?
Well, I'm gonna do the thing where I automatically assume it's like a skinwalker. As soon as there's like anybody who's not like who you think it would be, I'm like, yeah, skinwalker. That's it.
I mean, it makes sense for this
Yeah, it's an
context that
easy
we have
guess.
right now. It's either Skinwalker. Does a Wendigo do the same shit, or is a Wendigo?
Uh, I don't really know, to be honest.
I don't know. I just started learning about Wendigos, and they're
Hmm.
wild.
But yeah, this one seems like an interesting concept, so we'll see how it goes.
My husband went missing 6 months ago. Just ... Went out to work one day and never came home. Period. It was a horrible shock to the whole neighborhood, comma, because things. Okay,
Oh
I'm gonna
my
stop.
god.
I'm gonna stop doing that. Because things like that just didn't happen in our little slice of white picket fence suburb.
Suburbia.
The police launched an investigation, and the neighborhood watch sent out a search party. But no one ever found any evidence to indicate what had happened to him. Our families. Oh shit! Oh my god! I thought I didn't hit record. I was gonna piss. The updates from the police became less frequent, dwindling away. I accepted that. Hard as it was to admit, my Rick wasn't coming home.
Morty, I turned myself into a pickle.
That's what happened.
Oh, geez, Rick.
He's
I
in the
don't do
sewers
voice.
fighting rats.
Yeah, it's fighting rats. Also, missing posters triggered my previous story since.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, did I just skip over a sentence?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Oh, okay. My Rick wasn't coming back until he did. A week ago, I
What?
was I was in the back garden watering my petunias,
Petunias. Nice.
when I heard the garden gate creak open. I jerked my hand in that direction, and there he was, exactly the same as he was the day he disappeared.
Hmm.
Some windswept blonde hair.
Yeah.
Windswept.
Windswept. Yeah, there we go.
Same windswept blonde hair and bright blue eyes. Some curl to his pink lips.
Nice, dude. He's Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yo!
Throw a picture up of Blue Eyes White Dragon on the screen. Throw a picture of
uh,
Randy Pitchford up.
I I was in shock. Our families had mourned for him, and yet there he was, standing in our garden like he was just popped out for milk or something. When I asked where he had been, he said he didn't know. He couldn't remember anything about the last 6 months. Do you think Homeboy was abducted by aliens?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I mean, that's I guess not. Okay, I feel like I've heard enough.
Aliens.
Yeah, aliens
Throw the
stories.
picture up of the
Yeah.
meme of the alien.
Whenever I say
Yeah,
aliens,
yeah,
I'm gonna
it's
do
air
that.
quotes, alien or whatever. Yeah.
I feel like I've heard enough alien stories to where this type of shit happens, but I don't think I've ever heard one of 6 months. Maybe not 6 months, but like 3 months or a month.
What if he like was killed in the woods by like a snake, and then his it's just it's like 500 snakes inside of his body pretending to be him.
That's a possibility.
Technically, nothing's off the table right now, so
Yeah,
it
honestly,
could be
bro.
possible. There will be a story out there someday with that.
Yeah, we're gonna have snakes in their bodies.
Yeah. My
All our
husband's made out of snakes. Please help me.
let's just make that story.
Yeah, there we go.
All our families and friends are besides themselves with joy. They almost can't believe it, but that's just a thing. I don't believe it. Look, I understand how crazy this all sounds. I do. Our families would never believe me, and I can't go to the police unless I want to end up in a straitjacket. But I just know that the man sleeping next to me isn't my husband. I don't know what to do. I know I should be happy, but I'm not. I'm terrified. I don't know much about anything supernatural or paranormal. I don't even like watching horror movies, but something about this whole situation makes my skin crawl.
What if it's like actually really him, and then she was the
She's just
one
going nuts the
that,
whole
like,
fucking
yeah,
time.
she's just like it's or like she was the one that went missing, and then I don't know. It could be like the roles reversed. Like he was actually normal the whole time, and she is just like super paranoid. I
True,
don't know.
true, true, true.
Like that makes it sound like I'm victim blaming. That's not what I meant.
Or do you think she's already in a asylum and this is all in her head because of all the drugs?
That would be a pretty wild twist. I don't foresee it.
That's
But that would be
that's
an
a
interesting
far
one.
prediction for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
The one thing I could tell you what right now, I would be freaked the fuck out to where it's like if you went missing and you showed back up and you go, "Where you been?" I don't know. But
I don't know.
I don't know. How long's it been?
No,
6
no
months?
fucking clue.
I don't know. I'm going to bed.
It's like the alien just didn't know how to respond.
Yo,
He's like,
it
"Where have
could
you
be
been?"
an alien.
I do not know.
You got food?
What is it that us humans eat?
uh, just let me explain why I'm so sure. Once I've done that, hopefully one of you will believe me and you'll be able to tell me what to do. The morning after Rick came home, I made him a cup of tea. When I handed it to him, he gave me the brightest smile. Then he took the sugar cube from the dish on the table and dropped it into the cup. Our house,
Whoa.
though, that's fucking sus.
That's fucking
That's
insane.
sus.
Tea? What are you, British? No.
Sugar cubes? What? Where'd you get those?
He
Out of
actually
your
came
ass?
back and he was British. He was like American before, and now he's just British. It's the same exact everything except for he's British.
Oh, that's
Oi, oi.
even worse.
Beans and toast.
Our house was in chaos with his return, and I was still in shock. So I didn't think much of it at the time, but it's been replaying in my mind ever since. I know it doesn't sound very significant, but my husband never put sugar in his tea. Oh. That's
Whoa.
what you hung up on? Is that what we
Whoa.
really hung up on?
That's wild.
He was always. I love how we were joking. That's what it was, but it really wasn't.
Yeah, but it really was the issue.
Like
yeah.
what? Okay. He
He never picked up a cup in his life, so that was really weird.
He doesn't even like tea.
Oxygen, he's never wants to breathe that in. So it was
Bro.
just really strange when he started breathing air.
This is a whole new man. He was always adamant that it ruined the taste, and he'd get so frustrated if I ever put sugar in his cup by accident. And yet, this man had sugar. Then it was the golf a few days ago when he was out visiting his mom. I recorded a golf tournament that was showing on the TV. It was one of Rick's favorite golfers that was competing, and he never missed it. Once he even skipped out on an anniversary dinner just to watch the championship.
Jesus Christ! Maybe
that's where you went
communicate that
for-
with each other.
That's
Maybe
where he went for-
maybe that's what.
No, you go first, and then I'll go.
No, you go.
I was gonna say maybe that's where he went for 6 months, was a fucking golf tournament.
Yeah, he was actively participating in like a European golf tournament. Like that's the thing. You can communicate these things. You could go, hey, I have this thing. Maybe do you want to move our anniversary dinner to a different date? That's a thing you can do as a human being. You can communicate these things.
Yeah, I don't think these guys are good together. I'm just putting that out there. I'm not a therapist, but
Don't get me wrong. Like he's entirely scummy for being like, no, babe, sorry, the golf is on.
yeah, I gotta
That's
watch.
golf.
I gotta go watch Tiger Woods. He's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
guy.
I gotta watch Tiger Woods. You know he cheated on his wife for like a lot of years.
Ah,
It's
Jesus.
like a lot of different people.
Only when he came home from his parents and I told him what I'd done, he just seemed unbothered. Like he said thanks and everything, and then he asked if I wanted to get dinner. He didn't even watch it, and that's just so out of character for him. All right. Then one night, I woke up around 2 a.m. to see Rick face inches from mine just looking at me with these blank eyes. I kind of gave this nervous laugh and asked, "Do you want to do the quote?"
Baby, what are you doing?
And he didn't answer for like a solid 30 seconds. He just stared, almost like he was looking right through me. Then he suddenly smiled and said,
Sorry, honey. Sometimes I just can't believe this is real.
Then he just rolled over and went to sleep. I didn't get much sleep after that. I mean, okay, that's scary.
Yeah, that's fucked. That's fucked.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I can't believe. Okay, so what do you think he meant by sometimes, honey? Honey, sometimes I just can't believe this is real.
He is snakes in a human body, and he cannot believe that he is operating the human body.
Yesterday, about a week after he
About a
came,
week ago.
the neighborhood threw a street party to celebrate his return. Everyone
Whoa.
from our street and the streets on either side turned up to see him and tell him how happy they are that he's all right.
It was a block party.
Yeah, pretty much, to be honest. When he wasn't standing with his arms around my waist, he was milling around, chatting amicably. God, I butchered that, but I think I was right.
No, you're right. Yeah.
To each and every one of our neighbors, even the little kids. Jackson, our next door neighbor, Sally's toddler, wanted to play peekaboo, and Rick happily played along with a smile on his face. Now my husband
husband fucking hates children. So the fact that he played with the kid is wild. Like, he was like, sometimes I want to punt that little shit across the yard. That's what he used to say to me.
I'm starting to feel like he left and became a better husband, and she's just like, no.
Yeah, he went to like do like a class so he could like learn how to be a better human.
Yeah.
Learn how to be a better snakes in a human skin body.
Okay. Rick always said he didn't like kids. That's why we never had any. So he never wanted to play with any of the neighborhood children, especially not Jackson, because Jackson's a little fucking bitch.
Little fucking asshole.
Rick all but avoided him. Before he disappeared, I had started to suspect that it was so I wouldn't see them together and notice the subtle?
Subtle.
Subtle?
Yeah, English is fucking stupid. No, it's how subtle is spelled.
Oh my god.
It's stupid. Yeah.
And notice the subtle but unmistakably similarities. The final nail on the coffin, proverbially speaking, was Sally. Just this morning, she came knocking on our door. Her excuse was the tray of brownies she carried. But I think she just wanted to push her way into our morning so that she could see for herself what the situation was. After she left, I called her nosy, busybody. A nosy busybody.
Oh yeah, there you go.
A nosy busybody. Okay. I've never called it anybody that.
It's kind of like 80s speak.
I could imagine this takes place in the 80s.
Yeah, like that would be an interesting thing, you know. That's kind of what I'm imagining. Like when they were having the big party, I just imagine like the old timey cars with like a bunch of colors, like Fallout 4 before the bombs dropped.
And the fact that
that's what I was imagining.
It was a neighbor bringing over brownies.
Yeah, that's very
nobody does that.
Never happens in today's world. Yeah, it'd just be like that, you know.
Rick laughed, kissed my head, and agreed with me.
He never kisses me. He fucking hates me.
That was when I knew for sure this couldn't really be him. Rick always used to get so mad whenever I insulted Sally, like I didn't have any right to hate her, even though she'd been fucking my husband for years. What?
I was gonna make the joke. I was gonna say, yeah, my husband's been fucking Sally.
So
that's insane.
Let me finish this paragraph and then I'll ask my one question.
Yeah.
But today there was none of that. He didn't even try to defend her. I know what you must be thinking. If he was in an accident or something, he might have had some kind of traumatic brain injury that caused him to forget some things about his life, maybe even change his personality. And that's a valid, reasonable explanation. I have no doubt that it's what the police would tell me if I reported all this. But oh god. But you know why I'm dead certain that this man is not my husband? He didn't have a scar. If he was
Nice.
really Rick, he'd have a scar on the side of his forehead, shaped like a golf club. I hit him with, but there's nothing, not a mark. Honestly, I'm this close to going out tonight and digging up my petunias just to make sure he's still under there.
Oh
I don't
my.
I don't know what I'm sharing a bed with, but I know it's not my husband. So what
It's
the hell
snakes.
am I going to do? Bro, I'm not going to fucking
It's
lie.
fucking snakes in a skin suit.
I'm not going to lie. When right before I got to the part to where she admitted killing him, I was
Yeah,
like,
I
what did
gasped.
she fucking like he didn't have a scar, and I was like, oh, what did she kill him for fucking her?
Oh
That's why I was
my
like,
god.
she knows.
Yeah.
Okay, that was fucking wild. That was an awesome
That's
turn.
the story is amazing. I already love
Bro.
it. Like I know we were taking the piss out of it in the beginning, but like, you know, I knew it was gonna be slow build up, but holy Christ, that's insane.
Bro, okay, so
This is
what
crazy.
so when I was like, oh, let me finish this before we come back to it. Coming
Yeah.
back to the whole she knew he was fucking her. That's when I'm like, all right, so what happened there? Like, was it
Yeah.
just like a
Mhm.
cheating scandal that he got caught, but now they're working it out? And
Yeah,
then when she
right.
said scar, I'm like, okay, is this like a
I was
birthmark?
like, okay, I get it. Everybody has scars. I've technically got a scar on like my forehead from when my cousin hit me in the head with a shovel when we were kids.
First comment.
That's
Sounds like you
incredible.
traded up.
Yeah, right? Yeah, no kidding.
The next one, do you think he has a twin? As far as I know, Rick was an only child. I suppose it's not impossible, but I can't imagine why I wouldn't know that. Here's the thing.
Nobody talking about how the husband was killed by her.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody talking about that.
You never know. Never got along, kicked out, etc.
I don't really know what.
All right, diving into part 2. Hi everyone. I want to thank you all for all your concerns and support. Even though I'm not giving out my real name, I obviously took a huge risk by telling anyone this at all. And I'm so grateful you've all tried to be helpful. I'm so sorry for the delay in updating. I've had some things to figure out. So, I'll start with what I know. 1. My husband is dead in the end. I decided not to dig up the petunias. It was a rash, unadvisable notion, which I have since abandoned because I realized how much worse things could get if I was caught. I've been smart about the whole thing so far, and I'm not about to throw it all away to it's too big of a risk. I did, however, thoroughly examine the flowers and the earth around them for any sign of disturbance, but I found none. Of course, I found none. I don't know what I thought had happened. That's my garden. Was some sort of pet cemetery, and my husband had crawled his way back from the beyond? Even to me, even to me, of all people, that sounds crazy. No, my husband is dead in my heart. I know that beyond any shadow of a doubt, which means that whoever is in my kitchen right now is a complete stranger. Number 2, he looks and sounds exactly like Rick. His own parents don't even notice the difference. For heaven's sake, but he doesn't act like him at all, which tells me again that he is a stranger. That he never knew me before this, and he certainly never knew Rick. He doesn't enjoy the things Rick enjoyed. He doesn't say the sort of things Rick said. He doesn't complain, doesn't raise his voice, doesn't lie, gaslight, or cheat. Frankly, he's a better husband than Rick ever was.
Yeah,
Honestly,
that's a trade up.
that's what it seems like.
Yeah,
Honestly,
that's a dub.
when big dub. Uh, honestly, when I think about it like that, I'm almost tempted to just let it go. I tried to let it go, not to get caught up in the horror. Okay, not to get caught up in the worrying and just accept my new life for what it is. But I find myself unable to let it go because even though this man seems ordinary and kind of reasonable, there's one thing that scares me still. For someone to have so confidentiality taken Rick's place, they would somehow have to be sure themselves that the real Rick would not return to complicate their plans. However, innocence or sinister those plans may be, whoever this man is who is calling himself Rick, he must surely know that Rick is dead. And if he knows that, I would bet anything that he also knows how I've gambled with my life and my freedom before, and I don't intend to do so again. A couple of you suggested that Rick might have had a twin. Hey, that's actually
Yeah,
sick.
I was gonna say earlier that because she was. Oh, sorry, I dropped something. I'm back. That I was gonna say, it kind of seems like the comments of the first part were gonna dictate what she did in this part. So I'm
And
curious.
that's cool. So far, this story is like up to a fucking 10 right now.
Yeah,
9. It's at a 9 right
yeah,
now.
I would say that. Yeah.
Depending on how I don't know. It seemed like it got darker where I was at, and it's not. No, it's
Maybe
not.
storm
But
over
like,
there. Oh.
it felt like the lights were going dim, but the lights were never on. Fucking weird. But yeah, no, it's actually really cool that she's adding the comments in the fucking story. I bet they
She's
lost their
treating it
shit
like it's a
reading that.
real life thing, which is
And
cool. I like when they
honestly,
do that.
those are my favorite types of stories. The fact that she's constantly being like, "Hey guys," like she's talking to us, like, "Hey guys, help me out here. What do I do? I killed my husband." A couple of you suggested that Rick might have had a twin brother. Oh god. Rick might have had a twin that, for whatever reason, I never knew about, or perhaps a doppelganger who saw his chance at a more comfortable life and took it. Either of these seem to me to be the closest to the realm of possibilities. Oh, realm. The closest to the realm of possibilities. So they were the first theories I set out to confirm or disprove. A DNA test would have surely be able to confirm whether this man is my husband's twin or someone completely unrelated. Of course, I was hardly going to tell him about it. At best, he would refuse, and at worst, well, I didn't want to find out. So, about a week after my last post, I ordered 2 separate DNA tests designed for finding one's relatives and ancestors and had them delivered whilst
Rick was at work.
Ah.
So basically while.
Then a few nights later, I waited until he was asleep. Actually asleep, not half asleep, and staring, and I pulled out a few strands of his hair, not enough that it would be noticeable in the morning, but sufficient amount to send away in a little tube to be analyzed. Much to my relief, he didn't wake up. I'm not sure how I would have explained if he had. I sent the hair away to the DNA test companies, and they told me I'd have to wait a couple weeks for the results. And in those couple of weeks, things have gotten stranger, shall we say. Interesting.
Okay.
You see... let me take a drink, actually.
Leave that in.
You see, I've noticed that Rick never seems to eat of his own accord. Like, he'll make dinner for both of us, but that seems more to do with when I mentioned that I'm hungry than with his own desire to eat. He doesn't
Huh.
snack between meals. He never goes for a glass of water. I don't even think he takes anything with him to work for lunch.
What the hell?
So, homeboys, is he a zombie?
Well, yeah, but like she said, the dirt wasn't disturbed.
True.
So I don't know. Maybe it's a ghost.
Could be. Could
A
be.
spooky snake ghost.
I'm going to, I'm gonna predict this. The DNA test shit's gonna take a while to come back. I bet,
Hmm.
and it'll come back towards the end of the story. I bet, and it'll give away something to end the story. Like it'll tell us something about Rick that we didn't know.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like,
Yeah,
oh, you gotta
that's
wait a
gonna be
couple
some
weeks.
twist. Yeah. Mhm.
I bet. I mean, it makes sense to do it, but if not, oh well. We'll see what happens. There's something else too. Rick's beard trimmer is still in the box, exactly where he left it 6 months ago, covered in dust and quite obviously unused. And yet Rick has been home for nearly a month, and his beard doesn't seem to be any longer, even though he used to trim it twice a week. On top of that, the staring has become a frequent occurrence, and not just in the middle of the night. I catch him watching me during the day, too. Also, always looking away or laughing it off whenever I notice him, especially
Hmm.
at 3 a.m. when I'm getting orange juice and he comes at me in the kitchen.
Nice callback. Nice callback. That's good.
So, I don't know what the fuck he is, to be honest.
I don't know. I'm
If
at a
it was
loss.
a skinwalker, she would have been dead by now because it's been a month.
Yeah. I figured Skinwalker would just kill her and take her place.
So
So
I guess it is snakes.
yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's snakes in a human skin suit.
Anyway, I might as well tell you why I'm writing this now, because I can't make heads nor tail of the situation anymore. The DNA test came. Oh, okay, it's back already.
Oh.
The DNA test came back this morning before Rick came home from work. I opened them quickly, eager to see who was included in the list of relatives. Whether there were any names I recognized, either way, it would answer my questions. Only I don't have an answer. All I have are more questions because the first test came back as a inconclusive, with a note from the company telling me I had to send them a viable hair sample in order for it to work. Wait a minute.
Hmm.
Did they just call her like she sent fake hair?
No, she needs to send more hair. Yeah.
I don't understand that I'd cut the hair myself after all, and what did they mean, a viable? But it was the second test that concerned me the most, where there should. Okay. But it was the second test that concerned me the most, where there should have been more information about demographic and regional origin. There was nothing. Only a line of printed black letters spelling out the word unknown. Ooh.
Okay.
Uh-uh.
Interesting.
Where there should have been a list of relatives and ancestors, there was no one. Not just no one related to Rick. No, I mean no one. According to the DNA test, the man has no relatives, no family, no ancestors, no biological connections, near or distant. That should be impossible, right? How can a person exist without any kind of relatives? And how can he come from nowhere? I'm typing this
It's
up.
because you cannot get dental records for snakes. So snakes don't even have hair.
True.
So yeah.
I'm hooked on the fact now. I'm very curious on what the fuck Rick is right now.
Yeah. I can't even unironically without the snakes joke. I literally don't even have an idea what it could be. So
And
it's very
glad
curious.
that we're getting all these like sprinkles of like
Ah,
here's this reasoning.
my,
We
my
all thought it
fucking
was
cat broke.
oh god. Uh,
I'm sorry, I made you lose your train of thought.
No, you're good. I'm typing this up on my computer in the study with several tabs open on various Google searches as I try to figure out how this could be possible. The DNA test lies on the table behind me, taunting me with the evidence of everything I don't know. And then I hear it, clear as day, coming from the doorway behind me.
Rebecca?
If I didn't know better, I'd say my heart stopped. I would I would know that voice anywhere. I've heard him come in, never heard the door open. Dimly in the back of my mind, I recall that our door creaked every time it opens. Now, how could I not have heard it? I turn over my shoulder towards not Rick, a false, bright smile on his face. He's not smiling. His face is calm. But there's something hard about the line of his mouth that sets me on edge.
What the hell is this?
His voice is his voice is perfectly level, but something about it makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. There's an undertone in his voice that I haven't noticed before now. Something low and subtle. Oh, subtly. Oh God, I forgot English is weird. Something low and subtly grating. Even the real Rick never sounded like that. He holds something up, one eyebrow arched. When I see he's holding, my stomach plummets. The results of the DNA test.
And that's it.
That's the end?
There's nothing else.
That's a bold way to end
There's
it.
there's no part 3. Huh.
You think she's in the middle? No, that was 2 years ago.
It's an archived post. So maybe we can go to the writer. Yeah, I looked at it. I looked again. There's only 2 parts. So, yeah. I guess it's inconclusive. I guess we just have to accept that, she's in a better place with a better husband. So
It's clear that Rick has been replaced with an alien from another galaxy.
snakes.
This is a perfect episode for Twilight Zone. That's a good one.
Or it's cicadas. Cicadas took over his body.
Yo.
It's a big epidemic right now in America. So
I don't know. That was okay. That was a good little fucking roller coaster
Yeah.
we were on there for.
Mhm.
Honestly,
definitely, I think it was fun as hell.
I'm gonna give it an 8 because that ending was.
Yeah, the ending left it a little bit to be desired. So I will give it a 7.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Great
The
writing,
ending of the first part,
bro.
9. But because we don't have a conclusive ending, I'd say 7.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. She or the writer of this 100% could have just left it at a one-parter.
Oh yeah, true. And she could have just
Because-
did a little bit more detail. Yeah.
Because it would have the way she ended it leaves a door open for the reader to just imagine how me and you were like
Mhm.
Skinwalker guaranteed, and it's like no, it can't be a
Snakes, yeah.
Skinwalker. It's a snake.
Cicadas. Yeah.
Yeah. Part 2 was kind of like they didn't want the story to end, so they're gonna try to fucking put something together. But I mean, they added more to it, which made it more.
Yeah,
I just
which
think
is cool.
And now it's we don't know what happened to Rebecca, and she could be gone now.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe he snapped and killed her.
Yeah, no, I think it's still cool that we don't know who or what this new Rick is.
Mhm.
But good story, honestly. It was a good banger.
Yeah, for real.
Found a
Definitely.
banger. Let's go. Perfect. Well, if you guys enjoyed, hit that like and subscribe. Comment down below what you guys think we should read next. Comments go a long way. Let us know.
And make sure you check out scissor.com for some epic clothing. Merch for Coop and the Goose is on its way. And when that happens, we'll probably make an announcement. So,
Thanks for watching. Talk to y'all later.
bye.